Last week, I discussed the shipment of cluster munitions to Ukraine, speculating that the quick and dirty weapons were better suited to the slugging match the war has descended into. I said, and I quote, "The Iranian suicide drones are built at a plant in Russia to force their opponents to waste Patriot missiles on remote-controlled airplanes." End quote. On Saturday, Forbes reporter David Axe, who needs to either be a metal guitarist or a lumberjack, wrote about a transfer of U.S.-made Hawk surface-to-air missile batteries from Taiwan to Ukraine. It's a great article that looks in depth at the exact reason the missiles are a good fit, and if it sounds interesting, click on the link provided in the show notes below. I'm here to discuss the war in Ukraine, not plagiarize a future rock star lumberjack. Seriously, with a name like that, that is awesome. He needs to start a social media side hustle. So I'm going to suggest you read his article. However, I will discuss the Pentagon press release from last November, where the DoD discussed a $400 million air defense package that was sent to Ukraine, including Hawk missiles, along with Stinger missiles and 4 Avenger short-range air defense systems, which carry 8 Stingers and Humvee-mounted launchers. Apparently, even at that date, the Ukrainians were being provided the Hawk missiles not only out of U.S. inventories, but also from Spain. This entire story underlines just what I was discussing last week, and the theme that I've been repeating whenever I discuss Ukraine and the war. This is not a modern war. The Hawk missile, a venerable veteran of the Cold War, is one of the most common air defense systems in existence, and has been supplied to every American ally around the globe at some point in the past half century. And that's exactly why the Biden White House is ramping up supplies of Hawk missiles to Ukraine. Because while it is an older missile, it's more than capable for what Kiev is facing. The Hawk can take down half of anything in the sky, and it's a threat to 60% of whatever is in the sky. It even has a limited anti-missile capability. The Ukrainians entered the war with months of preparation for a modern war. But within a year, they were facing the medieval-like tactics I've been repeatedly describing. The drones the Russians and Iranians are using right now don't really even qualify for a surface-to-air missile. Quite frankly, they make a V-1 buzz bomb look sophisticated. That's why the West is scrambling to provide Kiev with something along the lines of 1950s anti-aircraft guns. A 50 caliber machine gun probably doesn't have the reach to hit the Iranian drones coming into Ukraine, but the 20 and 40 millimeter anti-aircraft cannon you might see on destroyers during the Second World War, they'll do the job very nicely. Now, until that happens, the Hawk missile provides 2 advantages that make it ideal for this war. To begin with, it's low tech for this battle space. Actually, the Iranians bought huge quantities of the Hawk. Well, the Iranians bought huge quantities of all the latest American military hardware in the 60s and 70s. And they've even reverse engineered the Hawk to build their own surface-to-air missiles. So, this is not top secret. It's low tech. The Ukrainians are very capable of using this. They don't have to go to Germany for special training. Second, it's very plentiful. Everybody either has a Hawk missile system or something that is compatible with Hawk launchers. This means that literally within the month, the U.S. can have 100 Hawk launchers on the ground in Poland, along with thousands of missiles. These can be quickly trucked over the border and be knocking remote-controlled airplanes, along with Russian helicopters and airplanes, out of the skies over Kiev. This development underlines the changing war in Ukraine and the recognition by Western allies that their opponent is fighting a war that quite frankly predates the Second World War. As I said last week, this is a hard, bloody slog. And once the West fully embraces that very unpleasant idea, Ukraine and its allies will have the advantage. But until the West embraces that fully, Ukraine will be at a disadvantage. The Russians have prepared for this war for nearly a century, and proof can be found in the venerable and ubiquitous AK-47. The Kalashnikov rifle is designed for up-close and personal use, not long-range riflemanship. Yes, it's very usable in the hands of a capable marksman, but it is a direct descendant of the Eastern Front battles among the ruins of Leningrad and Berlin. See, the Kalashnikov's user does not switch directly from safety to single shot or even a 3-shot burst. It goes directly to fully automatic. Basically, this iconic Eastern Bloc weapon was built to empty its magazine in a spray and pray attack by recruits who didn't have the time to train as riflemen. Basically, what we're seeing on the Eastern Front in Ukraine. That is the enemy the Ukrainians are facing right now. And the recent decisions of the Biden White House demonstrate the West Wing is beginning to realize this.
The dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight last gleaming, whose stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? On the shore dimly seen through the mist of the deep, where the foes of the host in dread silence reposes. What is that which the breeze o'er the towering steep, as it fitfully blows, that concealed turf discloses. Now